This is Overwatch Gibi Cup 2019. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the second time that we have done an Overwatch Cup. The first one was an unofficial one, a test one just for funsies. It was last year and boy, it got competitive. It was a fantastic time and basically all the incentive I needed to do another one this year. So the Overwatch Gibi Cup 2019 is sponsored by G Fuel. It's here and it's time for you to sign up or at least come and watch the games. I'm gonna give you a little bit of the rundown of the rules, how you can get involved, where you can watch it, and if you wanna check out all the links in the description box below, I'll post timestamps on when I'm talking about what, so you can skip around and sort of watch what's relevant to you and what interests you. So thank you for watching, and let's jump into the FAQ. What is Overwatch Gibi Cup 2019? It is a PC Overwatch tournament that's being held on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/gggibi. It's taking place on March 30th and March 31st, with the finals being on March 31st, and it is a 6-team roster. You sign up individually, so the signups are in the link in the description box below, of course, and you fill out a couple questions, answer some things, give us some info, and on January 31st, those signups are going to close. This video is being posted quite close to the sign up deadline, so make sure if you're interested at all in being in the GB Cup, you sign up, as the signups are closing at midnight EST on January 31st. The drafts will be done either the night of February 1st or at least be done by the end of the day, February 2nd. We have picked our lovely captains. These are members of the GB community that I know and I trust, so I know that no matter what team you end up on, you're going to have a fantastic time, and they are all very wonderful Overwatch players. The order in which you see them right now is the order in which they're going to pick for the draft. It was chosen randomly. It is going to be a private draft. So once the draft is complete, we will release the team names and you will be alerted if you got on a team or not. In order to keep all of the teams balanced and fair, there is an SR cap for the team as a whole. So they won't be able to go over a certain number of combined SR. So if you have a lower SR, you're actually very much encouraged to still sign up if you have completed your placements for season 14, which is the current Overwatch season. There's definitely a chance of anyone being picked depending on, what strategy the captains go with. So please feel free to sign up even if, you aren't a Masters player. Okay, I'm not a Masters player either. Also included in the description box is a link to the GB Discord. You will have to be in the Discord in order to connect with your teammates. There's also a nice GB Cup room in our server. If you have any questions, want to talk about it, or have any concerns at all, one of the mods, me, or best man will be able to get back to you with an answer. The entering rules. So what you need to do in order to enter GB Cup is to fill out the form that is linked in the description box below. Everything is pretty much laid out on there, all the rules, all the requirements, etc. But I will run through them briefly here. You'll need to include your Discord username, your season 14 highest SR. So if you haven't done your placements yet, you're going to need to do them before you fill out the form. And it is your highest SR, not your current SR of the season 14. You're going to need to set your career profile to public. If you do have multiple accounts, you're going to have to submit the highest season SR on the combined account. So if you have two accounts, one of them is 2,500 and one of them is 3,000, you'll be required to put 3,000 as your highest SR. In order to sign up and compete, you will have to be available both Saturday and Sunday, March 30th and March 31st, just so we don't have any last minute dropouts and all of the teams can stay together. If you get picked, there will be a $5 entrance fee in order to compete. So this entrance fee is going right back into the tournament as prizes and in order to make the tournament better. So it's not for profit, it's really just for holding people a little bit more accountable so we have less people dropping out and, make sure that people are committed to being in the cup. You're going to need a working microphone in order to communicate with your teammates. You'll need reliable internet so that you don't disconnect during the games, And you will have to be able to practice with your team. Right now, we are thinking about having at least one practice a week, which your captain will be able to organize and talk to you guys individually about to make sure that whatever time you pick will be right for you, but it should be at least once a week, if not more. We'll see how competitive people get. Last but not least, we will always expect you to be respectful, kind, and have good sportsmanlike conduct. The draft. The draft is taking place between the night of February 1st and the day of February 2nd, with the teams being announced as soon as they are ready. The draft will be a snake draft, which means we're going to start up here, go all the way down, pick again, and go back up. So Captain Liger will be picking first, all the way down to Captain Titan picking last, and then picking again, going back up the draft, etc. This is the most fair way to be able to draft the players and give people balanced advantages. Like I mentioned before, there's going to be an SR cap, and that's including the captain's SRs as well. So the highest SR captain, which I believe right now is Titan, is going to have a little bit less to spend on his team, whereas the lower SR captains will have room to pick higher SR players, if that makes sense. That means they'll be making expensive picks or budget picks, which should lead to some pretty interesting teams, as it did last year. As always, make sure that you are in the Discord and you have the notifications on for the GB Cup room, so you can be notified if you are picked for a team. Rules for the weekend. The games are going to be taking place on the North American servers, and there is going to be no streaming allowed except for what is happening on twitch.tv/ggGB. The people playing will not be able to watch the stream, just to prevent any sort of stream sniping, seeing what the other teams are picking, etc., etc. So you will be locked into your rooms, and you will be competing and not cheating and having a great time. If you aren't picked for a team but you're interested in being a substitute, just let us know and we'll add you to the substitute pool. That means if anyone cannot make it last minute or needs to be replaced, they will be picked out and substituted with a new person. The rules for substitution is if you lose somebody who is a 2100 SR player, the substitute is going to have to be 2099 SR or lower. In terms of the game rules, I'm going to run through a couple of them now, but more details or questions can be answered before the cup takes place in end of March. There will be 2 brackets, and you will play every team in your bracket, and the brackets will be chosen randomly. The games are best of 5, which is up from last year, and the finals will be best of 7. The map order for the best of 5 games will be as followed, with the first King of the Hill control point map being chosen randomly. And then as the maps progress, the loser of the last game will pick the map under the category. There will be 1 timeout per team per matchup, which is another change from last year. We had a lot of issues in stopping and starting. Every time you go up against a new team, you'll get a fresh timeout to use over your 5 games. The team who calls a timeout will call it back in, and there's a 5-minute cap. There will be 2 minutes in between each game where you can reconvene with your captain and your team before getting ready to start a new match. Prizes! There are going to be prizes this year. Yay! We're going to announce them at a later date, but they are here and they are awesome, and you're gonna want to sign up to get one. So I hope this answers some questions about GB Cup, and I hope you're excited, and I hope you sign up, and I hope you go and complete your Overwatch Season 14 placements if you haven't already, so that you can be the best you can be, and it's gonna be the best weekend ever. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you at Overwatch GB Cup 2019.